Okay.
All right. This is an EDM310 production, and my name is Amy Perkins.
I'm Bailey Adams.
I'm Brooke Allen.
I'm Keela Miller.
And I'm Tiffany Wake.
So what do y'all think about using technology in the classroom these days?
I think it has its pros and cons. I think there's advantages to both sides.
I agree. I don't think it should be all technology. I think that there is still reasons. I personally like to write things down, and I feel like some kids still need to do that, and it shouldn't be all technology, but it's very useful.
Well, some kids aren't like up to speed with the technology even at that age because you have like families who are able to afford certain things that kids can use, so they're able to like catch on quicker than other students who
Only
it takes a long time.
true.
So it's like kids can't grow at the same rate using certain things like technology.
They didn't grow up around an iPad like some students do, and so
Which people are nowadays because it's everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's where we're going.
And I know some school systems can't afford to buy iPads and MacBooks for every student, but I know personally my schools didn't have anything. We didn't even have computer labs. So it just depends on the school you go to, really, on whether or not you have access to those things as well.
Do y'all believe that certain subjects should use technology?
Well, how can I know that like science, it's really hard to use technology with science unless like you're looking something up to
Or you're-
research.
or you're
But to
presenting
be like a
something.
teacher and teach someone like a science class, it's really hard to sit there and like reading and writing. Yes, that I can see that, but like science and math, maybe yes, but
Math is good.
science and history, that's like really hard to completely like turn to nothing but technology.
And I think
Especially
science is
history.
better to be hands-on. Like, I would much rather do an experiment rather
In
than
science.
watching it on YouTube
Yeah.
because that's more interesting, more fun.
I agree.
I think students would be more involved and learn more from that.
It'd be cool to like video like a science experiment though,
Mhm.
and like show
Yeah.
the class like look what we did and stuff.
That would be neat.
I think, though, if you do, like, the media classes, I think there should be some sort of class that does teach you how to use technology, though. Because in today's society, technology is everywhere. They use it for all the presentations at jobs. Kids at schools up north, they have iPads to communicate. And they need to know how to use it, so there should be classes like how
I
to
think
use
so too.
technology
You shouldn't
itself.
just use it like you're taking a reading class and it's automatically handed to you. So you're trying to learn how to read, but yet you're trying to learn how to use the iPads and things like that at the same time. So there should be a completely different class too.
Yeah.
We just talked about how we're both really good typers because our 8th grade typing class.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think
More
it's
classes
very
like
useful.
that should be integrated.
Now what about that? Okay, we watched that video like third week about flipping the classroom, like where you completely go home. Like kids go home, they watch a video from their teacher, and then they go back to school, and they should already have learned it on
No.
their own.
I don't
They're
like
too
that.
young for that.
And I took a chemistry class that was like that, where we watched our videos at home and then we went to a class time, but basically all we did was sit there and do our classwork, and if we had a question we could ask the teacher, but still her response was always, it's in the video, go back and look in your book, and I didn't think that was helpful at all.
Yeah,
That's
I
like
think
they
it-
want us to
Teacher
be.
I can
I mean, I understand like independent learning is a good thing, but for that young of an age, it's kind of hard to just throw everything on the kids. Like,
And like
they're too
you
young
said
to do everything
earlier,
by themselves.
yeah, so many kids probably don't even have computers at home, and I know the teacher said in the video that they could come to class and watch the video, but still that kind of
I mean,
Reminds
parents,
the whole
I think
program.
parents work
Also-
double jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to
I was about
get
to say.
get your kids like,
Make
to and
sure
from
they're doing
school
it.
when they have things they have to do. Like it's just so inconvenient. I feel like to do that. They should go to school.
Oh,
and
I totally
think,
agree.
I think personally, I would hate to sit at school for 8 hours a day and then come home and do more work.
Home's like
And I know
personal
I
time.
probably wouldn't have done it when I was in 3rd grade. You can't
No.
hold
I think
3rd
it-
graders with-
They try to like hold it on the parents too, because it's more of a parent's job to make sure the student is actually even doing the work.
Parents already have their own jobs.
Exactly, and parents are, like she said, some parents have 2 jobs. How are they going to know if the child is actually doing their work? And not every student has a personal iPad, and if the school can't provide one, they said the option is like, if the student doesn't have an iPad and the school doesn't provide it, then they can come to class and do it. Well, then they're held back from everyone else who does have an iPad. It singles them out. Because then you know that person doesn't have an iPad, so that can cause problems. And B, they're behind because everyone else already learned the lesson.
Yeah.
And they have to go in class while everyone else is doing the projects and having the other time they're still reading and
Well,
figuring
and
it out.
I know when I went home, I never wanted to do my homework. Like it took me forever to even do my homework because I wanted to go play. So,
And they're actually learning
and it takes
it.
you forever to like get your homework done when you're that age because you do want to go play with your friends, but then you have to go and watch lessons as well. I mean, that's just kind of ridiculous.
Lectures are so
It takes away from family time.
Yeah.
Too.
lectures are so boring, and so when you're watching a lecture, you're most likely going to be in your bed in your pajamas, ready for go to sleep. You're already bored, and you're already in your pajamas. You're going to fall asleep. You're not going to pay attention. That's how I figure.
Yeah.
And I know some kids play after school sports. Like when I was in high school, I
Yes,
stayed
yes,
busy. I did
all
not have
the
time
time.
after
Yeah.
school
Mhm.
to come home and watch lectures. So I don't think it would be.
It's a lazy way of teaching.
I agree.
But I do believe like if you can use technology correctly, like how we're learning in this class, like I've learned so much of. I've never had a
Yeah.
blog.
Mhm.
I didn't know how to embed things, the links. Like we're learning so much. If you do learn how to use it, I think it can be crazy useful. Like that
Mhm.
brain
In certain
feed app.
situations.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
brain feed app on the iPad that is like Pandora. You type in your search and it gives you related topic videos that are secure, ad-free, and it's educational for kids only. So that's very, very useful. But again, it's like
So I
not
think
everyone
we
has the
all agree
opportunity.
that technology has its place, but we don't want it to completely take
Take
over.
over.
And like
Yeah.
moderation is
Exactly.
Absolutely
It
agree.
can be very useful. Like we said, watching videos earlier could be
Mhm.
good, and like Poplet. I liked Poplet.
Poplet was cool.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I actually like Blogger too, though.
Mhm.
I actually feel sort of accomplished when I made my blog. I was proud of it.
Mm-hmm.
And
I show my family.
Yeah, I was like, oh, look at my blog. And I think that kids should always be proud of what they're doing too. Like as a teacher, that's what I want for my students, to want to show me what they're doing. Like that's the whole point of it. So that it builds confidence in them, which
Mhm.
youth always needs confidence boosters. And it just, I mean,
And I
I
think
like
it's good
to see what they
motivation.
do.
Like
Yeah.
how we're commenting on the kids' blogs, and some of the teachers
They
have
love it.
emailed Dr. Strange and said the kids love it that y'all
Mhm.
are commenting, and I'm sure that knowing that college students from
Paying
so
attention to
far
us.
away are looking at my blog, and it probably motivates them to do
Mhm.
better.
Yeah.
I agree.
So we all agree that it has its perks and it's useful in certain situations, but it shouldn't completely take over.
Yes.
Exactly.